Alright, so in this video, I'm going to tell you some of the top reasons why you should absolutely diversify abroad. And the last reason may surprise you, so please stick around till the end. And if you're not subscribed yet, please smash that subscribe button, give the video a like, and please leave your comments below so I know what your top reasons may be why you want to diversify abroad as well.
Our lives and the world that we live in is nothing but an enormous board game of life. And no matter who you are or where you live, you're already in the game, competing with other players for resources, money, food, and opportunities. And the great news is that all you need to do to turn this game into your own personal success is to educate yourself on what other successful players are doing to gain a competitive advantage. So if you learn what's going on, if you learn how the game works, you will eventually outsmart corporations, governments, and other players. So you can establish the kind of life, happiness, and freedom that you deserve. And these videos, they are all about strategies on how you can start to master your game. So I would encourage you to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so we can take your game to the next level. I'm Kim Park, and this is Board Game of Life.
So the top reason coming in at number one is legal tax reduction. A lot of people are setting up residencies and citizenships in different jurisdictions where you can take advantage of the local tax code in order to reduce your taxes legally. And I've done this myself in several countries. And if you are interested in getting help reducing your taxes legally, click the link in my bio and book a free call with me right now. I will help you out with reducing your taxes legally as well. Coming in at number two is the simple fact that if you diversify abroad, you will have optionality. Having residencies and companies and investments and businesses in different jurisdictions gives you options. You are basically operating in different areas, which gives you access and options to go. If the shit really hits the fan, you can go to different places instead of being stuck in one single country. Number three, you gain access to new markets and new regions. I had numerous clients from America who set up a residency in Mexico because in America you don't have access to all the online crypto platforms, for example. So by setting up the residency in Mexico, they can register numerous online crypto platforms that they don't have access to in the United States. So by having residencies and citizenships in numerous places, you can actually gain access to markets that you may not have access to today. Number four, a lot of people like the idea of having numerous passports to gain access to other countries. So by setting up a second citizenship, you can get a second passport, which gives you visa-free access to certain countries that you may not have access to today. And this is obviously a benefit with everything that's going on these days, with more and more restrictions and governments implementing new regulations that makes it harder and harder for us to travel. Number five, a lot of people like the idea of setting up a plan B. So with everything that's going on today in different countries, governments are heading in the wrong direction, you have a lot of geopolitical problems, you have a lot of turbulence when it comes to financial markets. A lot of people like the idea of setting up a plan B in another country. So if their country fails, it's good to have an option. You have a backup plan, someplace to go, so you can provide security and optionality for you and your family. Coming in at number six, for me, when I moved to Mexico, a big deal was the climate. I was raised in Sweden and spent also 20 years in Norway, and it's not pretty. I mean, the winters are quite harsh. The temperature goes down to anywhere between 10, 20, sometimes minus 30 degrees, which means that I was constantly freezing. My toes were like ice cubes. I have very bad blood circulation in my fingers, in my toes. I couldn't stand it. So for me, when I moved to Mexico, it was basically like flicking a switch and all of a sudden had 30 degrees Celsius all year round instead of spending those miserable winters in Scandinavia. So if climate is important to you, diversifying abroad may be a very good idea. Number seven, you have a lot of people who are concerned concerned about the coming war with China that's brewing around Taiwan. And I had clients who set up residency in Paraguay, which is in South America. And I did my research a few years ago and I found that the only region on this planet that is free from nuclear weapons is Latin America. So if you are concerned about the geopolitical turmoil that is stirring up around the South China Sea, Europe and North America and Australia will be dragged into the war along with the Asian nations. So when World War III breaks out, it may not be the worst idea to have a second or a third residency so your family can go to a safe continent where they don't have nuclear weapons. Coming in at number 8, investing in properties is something that is very important to a lot of people, including myself. And when I came to Mexico, for example, I realized that the market here is a lot more stable because it's a cash market. The interest rates are north of 10%, which means that most people can't afford taking out a mortgage. So what most people do here, they scrape together whatever money they have and they buy the house or the apartment or the building cash, which means that when they have a downturn or a market crash, they don't have any mortgage to default on, which means that the market is a lot more stable than, for example, North America or Europe, where everybody's leveraged up to the teeth on debts and the markets react a lot worse to the downturns. Coming in at number 9 is the fact that you can find true love abroad. And if you like the culture or the values in society a little bit more in another country, that may fit your wants and needs a lot better. For example, in Eastern Europe, I know a lot of women are more traditional. They think that men are men and women are women. For example, in Sweden, where I grew up, a lot of people are saying that everything should be equal. Everything is 50-50. I even went on dates in Norway. I remember I spent 20 years in Norway. I went on dates and I actually had women who became upset with me when I wanted to pay for the dinner. They said, "Oh, you don't think I can pay for myself?" They wanted equality all the way. And if that doesn't resonate with your values, you may find Latin America, for example, is a lot like Eastern Europe, where women are more traditional. They're more old school. They think men are men, women are women, and we have very different functions in society, which means that not everything is equal. The man should be more providing and taking care of the women, and the women are more traditional. So depending on what values you have, you may find other regions in the world more appealing when it comes to finding your life partner. So finding true love abroad is definitely a good option. So that's it for this episode. If you want help with relocating abroad, setting up a second residency or a second citizenship, or getting a second passport, or if you want to reduce your taxes legally or invest in properties abroad, please click the link in my bio and book a free call with me right now. And let's talk about how we can enhance your freedom. And please leave your comments below. I'm very curious to hear your opinions on these points. And don't forget to subscribe and give the video a big like. And I will be looking forward to see you on the next video.